Agnew, followed by Jeremy McAlery.
Macaulay.
Close.
Hi everybody, I'm Ryan Agnew. I'm an attorney. I'm a member of the National Cannabis Bar Association's Continuing Legal Education Committee. I've worked in Washington State for a number of years, and I'm now a resident of Bentonville, Arkansas. Let me just discuss some of the things that I've seen firsthand in the industry. The biggest mistake is that a state attempts to fine-tune supply and demand and control the price per gram. They attempt to, but they never do. So try and remember that the economics are going to take over, and that the first goal is to get your price per gram commensurate with the black market, if indeed you want to eliminate that as a source of competition. Please keep in mind that as you're considering canopy allocation, you should be as generous as possible. This is to help get your price per gram commensurate with the black market, and also mindful of the fact that everyone's going to be licensed at the same time. So even with your 5 cultivation facilities, you've one crop player, even if they are licensed at the same time, you just lost 20% of the supply, at least as far as the cultivators are concerned. So be generous with your canopy allocation. Regarding colleges being included from the setback requirements, I think the commission neglects that college students are intimately aware of cannabis and its benefits. To the extent possible, please encourage your staff or allow them to get in touch with the licensing divisions of both MMJ and RMJ jurisdictions. A number of problems and delays can be avoided by first interacting with other public employees that have gone through a similar experience. So please encourage them to have those relationships. With regards to banking, FinCEN guidelines do allow banks to get involved. I co-founded a transportation company. We deliver cash and checks as return payment quite often, but consider ways to help local credit unions and even FDIC charter banks start to work with this industry. So there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the cash issue until the CSA is amended or cannabis is rescheduled. Just admit the cash is going to be involved and trying to help banks get involved. Applicants will game the system any way that they can. So when it comes to, say, dispensary applications, be precise with the property rights requirements in terms of letters of intent, but also mindful of protracted licensing timelines. People are going to be paying rent on a building that they won't be able to use for perhaps a year or more. There is no requirement that a particular strain or cultivar must be consumed by the patient, so remember that when setting regs for dispensaries and mandatory consultants. Yes, they may have chronic pain, but if they go and purchase something that has nothing to do with pain abatement, they're not going to be penalized for it. But if you add the additional cost of having all these consultants on hand to make that recommendation for a requirement that doesn't actually apply to the customers, that would seem in excess. There's pros and cons to the lottery and merit system. With regards to transportation, we've moved a lot of product over the years and payment, but given the distributed system that exists, you're never going to see maybe more than 30K at one time because orders are fulfilled as soon as they can make the product. We don't have central warehousing, so this idea about armored cars is just ludicrous. Nobody wants to pay for some 8-mile-per-gallon vehicle to transport their product when it's not necessary. There hasn't been one highway intercept that I know of throughout all the states. Most thefts are inside jobs at dispensaries from disgruntled employees. So armed guards are only a pitch by security companies that sell people on the threat of banditos, but it just doesn't happen. So with that, I'll submit the remainder of my comments. Thank you very much.